Hey everyone, and welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. Today we're going to go through a number of things that you can do to help prepare for Legion's release on the 30th of August. And let's just get right into it with making as much money as you can while you can. Do your garrison missions every day on all of your characters. It's simple as that. From playing the Legion Alpha and Beta, I can tell you that this will not be a way of making money in Legion, and there isn't going to be a way of making money that is nearly as powerful as the garrison, because let's be honest, gold making from the garrison is pretty much broken as hell in terms of how good it is. The garrison is to be nerfed when Legion launches, so make cash while the sun's shining. Next, I thoroughly recommend you survey the Legion class changes. Legion is bringing a number of changes to all the different classes and specs. Now, more than ever, it's worth taking a look at the various different classes and really thinking about what you want to play in Legion. Preach, Bay, and myself all have extensive coverage of the various different classes, and we tend to have slightly different slants and things, and indeed I'm pretty sure we all play different styles of mains as well, so there's a lot of content in order to help you make that choice out on the internet. The changes to the Legion classes are really quite large. A lot of utility is gone, and broadly speaking, they've redesigned a lot of things to give more class identity. Overall, it does feel a lot different from Warlords of Draenor, so it really is worth looking at what you want to do for Legion. With that covered, let's talk about farming rare spawns. There are a bunch of rare spawns in Warlords of Draenor, and they drop a whole bunch of different items, including some mounts and pets that you might want. We all know that, but when Legion comes out, the Draenor zones will, in all likelihood, become cross-realm zones. So they will be shared between many different realms. That is a way to make sure that those zones feel populated. Now that's great if you're leveling, it feels like it's a more vibrant game, but it also means you'll have more competition if you're trying to farm any of those rare spawns for the stuff that they drop. So, if you're interested in doing that, get started now. Another thing that you will probably want to do is offload your Warlords of Draenor assets. Most of the day-to-day Warlords of Draenor trade materials will not be worth a great deal in Legion. Additionally, the Legion professions are all available from skill level 1, so players won't have to level using Warlords of Draenor materials. That said, the new expansions generally do lead to an increased sale in the things like, say, bags, which are used by newly created characters. However, I would recommend, if you are looking into the bag market, focus on bags with higher than 20 slots, because boosted characters and demon hunters already start off with pretty sizable bags. Another thing you will want to do is get your leveling trinkets. There are a bunch of trinkets that drop from mythic dungeon bosses in Warlords of Draenor that are heirlooms, which scale all the way up to level 110. This makes them dead handy for your Legion leveling. Since they are trinkets that are a part of Blizzard's collection system, they are unlocked account-wide once they drop. There's 5 of them in total, and they are random drops, so you may as well start working on that now, so that you'll have a little bit of an advantage out of the gate with Legion. Next, let's talk about the Moose. Killing Archimonde on Heroic or higher will net you a really nice Moose mount. This won't be the case when the pre-patch releases, so if you want the mount, start working on it now. Luckily for you, it's pretty easy to catch up your item level these days, but it's definitely worth starting that journey now. In a very similar vein, we have the Mythic mounts. Clearing Mythic raids is no easy task, but both Archimonde and Blackhand have a 100% drop rate on their mounts. When the pre-patch comes out, that will be down to under 4%, so if you want those mounts, you best do it now. At this late stage of the expansion, I'm pretty sure that some enterprising Mythic raiding guilds will be selling Archimonde kills for gold, so even if you are not a Mythic raider, that is another avenue that you could explore if you really want to get those mounts. Next, challenge modes are something that you should probably look into if you're interested in transmog. Getting gold in the challenge modes for each WoD dungeon will result in you getting access to some really cool and unique weapon models. In Legion, you will be able to get a token that unlocks all of those weapons account-wide, so it really is worth clearing these golds if you can find the time. Of course, Legion is going to make that something that you can't do, and in fact the pre-patch is, so you'll need to do that before the pre-patch, meaning you really don't have a lot of time. This is definitely a great match for the new transmog system. You'll also want to think about fishing, oddly enough. Legion has a fishing artifact which has a few traits that will be dead handy, even if you don't intend on fishing a single fish. Benefits include turning into a fish while swimming, giving you increased speed and unlimited breath, water walking, and teleporting to your nearest fishing node. Very useful if you fish, but I can see some of these things being useful for regular players. I mean, hell, teleporting to the nearest fishing node, well, If you are running in a direction you know that you need to go to somewhere which is near a body of water, you can just open your map and be pretty damn sure that if you teleport to your nearest fishing node, that'll take you roughly to where you want to go. There could be some creative usage of that mechanic to help get you around the world a bit faster. So in order to get this weapon, you'll need to work your way up to fishing level 800 and then fish a number of rare fish in Legion. You won't be able to catch the rares, but you can at least work on leveling your fishing up to 800 before Legion, especially since you might have some more pressing matters to attend to over the expansion's launch period. Next, you might actually want to stock up. If you're serious about leveling, I mean really serious, then you might want to start looking into buff food, utility potions, and gliders, the likes of, say, a swiftness potion. These can provide you with handy quality of life and speed gains when you're leveling up in Legion. In general, the quality of life of some of these potions is just nice to have, but if you're trying to speed level, you'll want to start thinking about that process now. This is one that is a bit more for the serious players though, and with the competitive content unlocking a few weeks after the launch of Legion, there isn't particularly much rush to it. Next, this is a very generic bit of advice, but get your utility mounts. I mean, if you've got the next 2 months and you're not doing anything, buy the Traveler's Tundra Mammoth, try to find a way to get a Water Strider mount. They're both pretty easy to get, you can Google them, nice and easy, and they will just give you some really handy quality of life things. Another thing that I would recommend is just taking a look at any achievements that you want to complete in Warlords of Draenor that require there being loads of other players. Something like getting kills in Ashran, right? That's going to be a lot harder to do when nobody is in Ashran, so any achievements like that, you should probably do them now because they will likely take significantly more time to do in the future when those zones have less players in them. Anyway, that's what I recommend for Legion preparation. It's mostly straightforward stuff, but hopefully it's enough to fill your time from now till the expansions launch without having to resort to, I don't know, achievement grinding or something boring. Personally, I'm just playing other games though because I'm keen to approach Legion a bit more fresh and far away from the sour taste that Warlords of Draenor has kinda left. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you've got any other tips, leave them down in the comments or via Twitter, which is the best place to get a hold of me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.